It's Talking Back, not with Leslie, but with Pasta and Matt. Oh, look at that! It's the cartoon come to life. Very nice. That's exactly it. You know what? I gotta make one for you now, Pasta. You nailed it. You nailed it. Okay, well, look, man, we had a good show today. You know, we had a great discussion with Wyatt Reed, Gray Zone, and covered a lot of stuff on Top Censor News. These few other stories with Pam Bondi, covered the Surgeon General story with the Casey Means nomination. Let's see. Let's get a little engagement with the
audience.
See what we have here. We can go through a few of these. This is from the top, but I gotta remind everyone. Yeah, Applejack says Pasta Jardula is awesome. Yes, he is.
Oh,
yes,
Apple.
He is, yes, he is. Yeah, and I look forward to seeing you're going to be doing some work with this guy. Yeah, with Applejack.
Apple's a citizen journalist, man. He's been doing some good work, and you know, I plan to have him on the radio show and talk about what's going on. And if you haven't followed, put a link to where they can follow your stuff in the chat. Applejack, he's a great citizen journalist. I've known him for years. Not to mention, the guy does amazing mutual aid work. You know what I'm saying? You know. He doesn't need him and his crew. They don't need to go to any affiliated big time people. They do the work themselves.
You know what? He gave us this is a good question. I don't know if we spent enough time with this one, but have you guys read the stupidity from the Harvard anti-Semitism report? I saw pieces of that. Yes, we should follow up on that. It's
Dissidents was doing it on their show today, and they were showing the lady speak about it. You know what I'm saying? It was obvious that they went hunting to try and find anti-Semitism, but it really fell short on its face, you know what I'm saying? And but once again, it will play for a lot of team sports people who are looking for confirmation bias. So
confirmation bias, exactly.
Confirmation bias to go along with it. So
you're not winning over anyone in the street for Palestine. That's for damn sure. No. That ain't happening with that report. Oh yeah, okay. The new Pope. We had the breaking news at the top. Airways, thanks for joining in again with us. New Pope.
Wilfred.
La 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 la. Yeah. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Thank you for that.
This pizza will now be the national food of the Vatican.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yeah.
This pizza.
And let's see. I'm assuming this from Mayors. They've lost all legitimacy for a while now. I believe we're talking about the Vatican, or yeah, I think that was on point when we were. But we already knew they lost legitimacy on the previous. We discussed. We had a nice discussion there about Pope Francis, and you made some great points on that, Pasta. Appreciate
Thank you, Mayors. Miss you, love you, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah. The people, and she says the people got nothing except another narrative manager.
She knows.
She knows.
She started on the left, and now she's part of the Truth community. Mayors, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Airways chimes in. Can we throw out the Zionists with the bathwater, please? Yes, in an alternate timeline, we could. I don't know how we do that in this timeline, though, Airways, but it's a nice sentiment. We appreciate that. The betting. Oh, I got to throw this. I did a bet to you. What is your bet on whether the new Pope is going to say anything at all on Gaza or even for Ukraine proxy war, for that matter? Either anything. Is he going to say anything? That's all. But
he will, but it'll take his time. I mean, he's got some time to spare right now. He didn't have to say anything right away, right? He kind of we'll talk in general, make vague statements, but never really condemn anything. Probably say we still need that investigation to see if it's a genocide. It has the characteristics of a genocide. I mean, I just hate that kind of talk.
Yeah.
Call it a genocide, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Applejack, we talked about the Victory Day and Trump's lame take on it. And he says Victory Day, Trump is too busy getting shut down by judges he appointed. Yeah, well, and that was a pretty lame speech he did as far as America. He said nobody would argue that America is the number one, people to be celebrated for ending World War II. The greatest. We're the greatest. Of course.
It just shows you where they're at. The people who embody this guy, there's no humility whatsoever, right? There's no tact, then there's no humbleness. It doesn't
Yeah.
embolden the characteristics of the person I want to be, the United States to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, if this guy had anything, he could have made a statement and said, "Hey, listen, no one should ever ignore what the United States did to help be a part of ending World War II from the fascism that was spreading in Europe. However, I would like to send my love and my respect to those in Russia who suffered millions of lives during World War II on this their victory day. Congratulations. I look forward to seeing you and meeting you. And I'll be in Air Force One soon, and I'll see you on the ground." Like that kind of statement would be nice. You can even, you can make a statement saying nobody should ever deny what the United States did to help end the war. I mean, here's the thing. It was the United States corporations that funded both sides of that war and let them kill each other, the Nazis and the communists. And then they swooped in at the last second. You know, and like I said, it was more about a land grab and making sure that the Soviet Union didn't go all the way to the Atlantic Ocean, more than actually coming in there and ending the war. The way they kind of taught, we've been taught, like we came in there and to end the war because they needed our help, and we came in there and sealed the deal,
Yeah, the spin is insane. And then we got to the number 2 story. Manimus, thanks for tuning in. This is bullshit. No way the rich would spend 21 trillion. LOL. I don't know if Manimus is being sarcastic.
Being sarcastic.
Yeah, that's what I would assume. Yeah, of course. Okay. Of course. Why would you? Yeah, that is. Why would they? Man, those underground cities, those look pretty cool, though. I was like, you know what? If the world goes into nuclear complete annihilation, that's where
you're not allowed down there. It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
It's a big club. Damn it. What if could I charge a ticket on my credit card? I'll do monthly payments.
Absolutely not, brother.
Damn
Absolutely
it.
not.
Sorry. I have some credit available. I could do this. I could do it on 3 different cards. Whatever
if you sell the Weinglass as being Israeli, maybe they might consider letting you go in.
Now we're on to something.
There you go.
Now we're on to something. I like it. I might spin that. I might cut in line there from you, Pasta. Sorry, man. Yeah. All right. So number 1, we were covering the India story. Wish you go. Thanks for
this is great. I'm glad you highlighted this because I was looking at that when it's happening. A lot of people say that, but once again, the reason why I showed you the whole situation with Modi, and Biden cutting across the stage, walking through all the other leaders to make sure he went and said, "Hey, hello" to Narendra Modi. He was told to do that. Modi, like I said, listen, whether you agree with Narendra Modi or not, whether you agree with Erdogan or not, these are people who are crafty leaders for their country, and they always get something for their vote. They always know how to play both sides. I mean, technically, Turkey's a NATO ally, but still, kind of like not, cool with Israel, not cool with the West. And, Donald Trump said, I would look to Turkey for the problems in Syria. Look at Turkey, right? But I don't think he's trying to sabotage BRIC. I think if there's any leader who's crafty enough to deal with this, it is Narendra Modi.
Yeah. Well, it's
he's like, listen, I didn't attack any of my BRICS neighbors and stuff and whatnot. I had nothing to do with them. But this is an old school battle between India and Pakistan. I don't think that the BRICS nations will hold them accountable for that. Sorry.
Yeah, man. I just it's too bad that we have to be the ones digging into this and no one else. I feel kind of alone in this sphere trying to figure this one out. But I'm glad we put it at number 1 because again, Top Censored News is not just about let's do the biggest story of the day. It's about what are they just saying? The American people don't want to hear this. We're going to ignore this story. I don't know, man. I want to learn more about this, but I do like this idea that the sabotaging of BRICS might be part of this. The Israel part we mentioned earlier, whether that's are they emboldened by Israel? But that history, I need to learn a little bit more about it, to be honest. But which you probably could tell, I'm not in India, Pakistan.
It was a great show today, man. Thank you so much. It's always great to do these Thursday shows with you.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for the great conversations today. Always appreciate it. Looking forward to our next time. So
all right, brother. Love you.
Okay, love you too, man. Okay, yeah. When we talking with Wyatt, this came up about Trump Airwaves. Thanks for the comment. Trump can't play chess. So this idea that we were saying, is he doing this art of the deal, this negotiation with Russia and Ukraine? It's looking like, and I tend to side with Airwaves here. Maybe no, he's not really playing chess. he's presenting as though it's art of the deal, but it is looking like checkers with the mineral stuff, and now we're just giving more weapons to Ukraine. He's following the Biden plan. It's the same plan, so we're not getting anything different here. And speaking of the Victory Day we spoke about, guys, why wouldn't you want to go to Moscow for Victory Day? Why wouldn't you want to do that? Wouldn't that be the thing to do right now? If you're talking about the peace president, a game of chess would involve doing some sort of appearance there, not doing a little speech from the White House the day before Victory Day and pretend that make America great again, and we're the reason that World War II was won. And I just think that his positioning is not. It's not. He doesn't think it through very much. He doesn't think it through very much. So I agree with you, Airways. It does seem like it's unfortunately just checkers. Chatter X, thanks for tuning in. AOC Bernie claimed to be a progressive leftist and vote every single weapons package for the imperialist wars. It's pathetic. They're great at speaking. They're great at giving speeches. It feels so good when you tell us the thing we want to hear. But when it's time to vote, what do AOC and Bernie do? ChatterX tells us very clearly, look at the voting record. Every single weapons package for Israel. Every single weapons package for Ukraine. Everyone. We saw their behavior during COVID. They both gave these incredible speeches right before the CARES Act was put through. The CARES Act being the highest transfer of wealth. Some say up to $5 trillion for that one bill. The CARES Act, March of 2020. AOC Bernie said all the right things. Oh, this is horrible for the working class. This is horrible. Oh, why does it come down to this? Why do we have to do this? And then they do it. They do it. They don't sit it out. They don't say, I'm protesting this thing. I'm voting no. No, they do it. So thanks for reminding us, ChatterX, that it's not about what's being said. It's about the actions. That's what we need to look at, our elected officials and their actions. Most important thing. And yeah, back it up with this. ChatterX, there is no left in the U.S. since ACC of 57. Time to wake up and stop living in denial. Yep, appreciate that. Thank you so much. But we should go piggybacks on ChatterX. The progressive Zionist left. That's funny. The progressive Zionist left. That's like a conundrum. That's what do we call it? An oxymoron. I like that. Let's start calling the progressive Zionist left. That's funny. Nothing progressive about Zionism, but I guess you can call yourself that. And of course, we have to release the sausages. Hamas, release the sausages. Love that. Thanks, Wish to Go. Here we go. One more from ChatterX. The mad propaganda totally confused the people to the point where they had no longer understand the words they use, like MAGA communism. Yeah, that was a Jackson Hinkle thing. Idiocracy on steroids. Just, looking for a way to make it make sense, trying to self-brand yourself, bringing people together, MAGAs and communists. It's people are very confused right now. People are very confused about even what box to put themselves in, let alone what box people are putting them in for them. We have to deal with people putting us in boxes, right? We're put in a box when we challenge pharma or we're anti-science, right? Or anti-vaxxers. We were put in a box when we challenge Israel. We're anti-Semitic. We're put in a box when we ask questions about JFK assassination, 9/11, COVID. We're conspiracy theorists. We get put in boxes, but I think people are more concerned today about aside from being put in boxes by other people. What box do you put yourself in? What do you call yourself? What do you identify as? Right? What do you identify as? There's a rainbow of things you can be identified with, and you can decide for yourself. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. We started a show called The Homeless Left because we didn't want to be put in boxes. We don't listen when people put us in boxes, and we don't want to do it ourselves. We don't want to do it to ourselves. So all these words like progressive and liberal and Democrat, And lefty, even lefty, us on the left, like we don't necessarily associate with those anymore. We are homeless left. We are homeless progressives. We are homeless, certainly homeless Democrats. And maybe that's how it's got to be with all of these terminologies, wherever you come from. If you were MAGA all these years and you feel like maybe you're homeless MAGA now, maybe you're homeless from everything that once defined who you were because you had to be part of a team and check in with a leader, clock in your card, check in with management. Maybe that's something that you're tired of, and maybe we're all tired of that. And so let's not put ourselves into boxes. And Jackson Hinkle, who wanted to do a MAGA communist thing, don't do that. Don't do that. Just be you. I'm not talking directly to Jackson. I'm saying anybody who thinks they have to, do some sort of fusion of two things or this or that. Just don't do it. Just take the box off and go out in the streets with us and be homeless with us. That's how we're doing it from here on out. Okay. We do have a few more on here. Airways, Trump's mineral deal is pure fantasy. The major percentage of rare earth are already in the Russian Federation. Yeah, it's just I guess we determined in the conversation that this was just branding and packaging. That's what it was. It justifies having this mineral deal justifies writing more checks to Ukraine for more weapons, and it doesn't look like that we are going in the hole anymore, that we have something of value that we got a bang for our buck. Absolutely. All sentient beings. Didn't mean to put a dancing banana. I can't play the dancing bananas, but I see it on the Rumble. If you guys go to the Rumble, you'll see the dancing bananas. That's pretty funny. We can't play it on here, unfortunately, but very cool. And the rocking cats. Yes, you did mean. This is Lori Lambie. Thank you, Lori, for tuning in. I did mean to put up the rocking cats. We can't put that up either on StreamYard, but you guys go check it out. I can look at it right now. I can see it on my other window. The rocking cats are up on our Rumble channel. Thank you, Lori Lambie, for that. Appreciate it. Good question, Wishigo. I don't know if he's available. I don't know if Guaido's available, Guaido, to replace Zelensky. But if somebody has his number, we can maybe send him a text, see if he is. And no, he hasn't pledged his allegiance to Israel yet. But who knows what's going on behind the scenes, Wishigo? Who knows what's going on behind the scenes? But I don't think we're going to see anything out in the open, any public pledge of allegiance to Israel. No, we're not going to see that out in the open. I don't think. I mean, I hope not. I don't think that's happening. It might be behind closed doors, though. Airways, why the F would Russia trust the U.S. on any secret deal? No, they have no reason to trust us. We break every single one. We break every single one. Maybe they're just going through the motions. Maybe they're just going through the motions. Okay, we do have some more here. Man, it's too bad, Craig. I like running it off of Craig here. We'll probably have Leslie back next week. We can do some back and forths. I hate doing this by myself, but it's okay. Applejack has chimed in again. Pam Bondi, red names on the list finally, and now she is backtracking. Good call, Applejack. And we can see that in her stutter. When you watch these clips, guys, don't be fooled by the people sharing them because they're like, "Yay, win one for Maha." You'll see a lot of that. If you guys are going to look up Pam Bondi right now on Twitter, you're going to see a lot of people. Yeah, she really stuck it to him. Well, she has to backtrack, but listen to her speak. The language, she stutters. I don't know. I like to read what's not being said. Look at the shifting and the and the stopping of sentences. It must not be fun for her. It must not be a fun job right now to not be able to do the thing that you were appointed to do. You can't do the thing, right? The thing that people are like, yeah, she'll get it done. You're not actually doing the thing. Not actually happening. Yes, wish to go. Epstein had prior knowledge of 9/11, according to Prince Andrew's former partner, Lady Victoria. Hervey, why do you suppose James O'Keefe wouldn't tell us that part? That's interesting. Why wouldn't we be talking about that? Why wouldn't Pam Bondi be telling us about that? It's interesting that we don't get to hear verbatim who he is part of. What intelligence agency? Who is he part of? What is Epstein part of? Why won't they tell us? Glenn Greenwald nailed it. You go to Glenn Greenwald's tweet again. He said, in fact, I will put it up right now. This is Glenn Greenwald. He's told us this is BS, right? The thing that the people want, you're not doing. He spells it out for us. Here it is. I'm sure it's true, as Pam Bondi says, that the FBI has a lot of sex videos of Epstein with children and child porn, blah, blah, blah. I don't think people care much about those. We should, however, find out and quickly if Epstein worked with or for any specific intelligence agency. Sorry, Glenn, and I think he knows this. He's not like holding his breath for this, but sorry, Glenn, that ain't happening, and it's certainly not happening anytime soon. So you can forget about quickly at that. I want to throw this up from Applejack. Alex Jones is a genius. His idea to fight Israel is unmatched. Bro said best way to beat Zionists is to ignore them. That's got to be the comment of the day. That's the comment of the day. I'm giving it to Applejack.